All right, all right. Uh, all right, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Good morning, good day, wherever you are domiciled and watching from, with my humble self, Obasi, Ikechukwu. All right. All right, let's go to the business of the day. Let's bring to you what is making the headlines all over the world. All right. All right. Before I forget, do well to subscribe. All right, let's take it from here. Here, husbands, how we narrowly escape death from violent husbands, survivors. All right, let's take this one. Let's take this one. 12 died, 39 injured in Indonesia explosion. This is coming from Watch News. 12 died, 39 injured in Indonesia explosion. All right, it's quite unfortunate. It's quite pathetic. It's quite pathetic. It's so sad. It's a sad news. All right, let's take this other one. Coming again from Sarah Reporters. Communities in Nigeria's Imo State to abolish Osu caste system, relegating some members as outcasts, slaves. Two communities in Nigeria's Imo State to abolish Osu caste system, relegating some members as outcasts, slaves. This is coming from Sarah Reporters. You know, it is quite pathetic why some people in this 21st century still sustain this act of regarding some persons as outcasts. It is so pathetic, and it should be a culture. It should be a social cultural way of life that should be abolished, should be shunned at, even though, you know, your Bible admonishes you as a slave to be obedient to your masters. But I think the criminal law operative in Nigeria has abolished slavery. So this culture should be discouraged. But there's one thing pathetic about having a law and also the mindset in a particular society. Sometimes a law may say this is wrong, but the people in the society, you still identify them doing such things that the laws say is not good. For instance, in our various rural areas and villages, you still see some persons that carry out forced marriage, carry out female genital mutilations. So it's quite pathetic and unfortunate that some of these will continue to speak up against it. All right, let's go to the next. On the report today. Let's go to the next on the report today. This is another one from a pulpit bandit. All right, I foresee president's assassination, governor's death, attempted takeover of Tinubu government, primate Ayodele. This is coming from Daily Post. I foresee president's assassination, governor's death, attempted takeover of a Tinubu government, primate Ayodele. This is coming from Daily Post. I wonder why you should, present this as a prophecy. Yes, people must die. People must die. There may be takeover of government, given what is happening. Yes, if a government is not doing well, it risks being taken over by the military. It's just that we Africans, religion and tribalism is making us not to speak up, not to stand up against certain things that we ought to stand up against. So that is for that. So if anybody dies, even you may die. Even they said primates may die in 2024. Death is a natural phenomenon. It's one of the characteristics of living things. So you shouldn't use death, that people will die, as a prophecy. Death cannot be prophesied about. It's something that is inevitable. All right, moving away from this, let's have this other report. This is an entertainment news. Why I love dating old women. Singer Chike. Daily Times News. This singer has come out to, state that he loves dating older women because they are more psychologically mature than the younger women. They are more psychologically mature, given their wealth of experience. So he's saying that that the younger women, what they know how to do is to ping and to TikTok. They may not even understand. They may not understand what life is saying, especially most of them. Or even though he gave some exceptions, there are still few, or probably some younger women that are mature. But maturity is more in older women because they have seen things. They have looked beyond buying bone string, pinging, TikToking, and looking for maybe a man to, to take them out. But these older women, according to Chike, I'm quoting Chike, I'm not, whatever I say here, whatever news headline I say here is not coming from me. It is coming from a newspaper. I'm just trying to report and probably give a review. All right. So Chike, this is the take of Chike. Chike is saying that older women. She explained why he loves older women more than younger ones. Why I love dating old women, singer Chike. All right, let's move away from this and take up another report. Coming from Daily Times News. Lolade Okunsanya. Phobia for marriage made me dump 3 suitors. This is coming from Lolade Okunsanya. She said that phobia for marriage made her to dump 3 suitors. I want to know your view on this. What do you think? What do you think about phobia? Phobia for marriage. Phobia is in everything. It may be as a result of trauma, relationship trauma, or as a result of what she passed through while growing up. Maybe, I'm not saying for sure, maybe she she experienced a woman beater as a father. Maybe some of these things yes, I won't be calling them. Some of these things are generally what causes people to have phobia for marriage or relationship. Maybe heartbreaks, broken home, toxic family, toxic home. So some of these things may contribute to somebody having phobia. for marriage or relationship generally. All right, moving away from this, yes, have this report. Let's have this report from Premium Times. I wooed my husband for months. Aisha Yusuf. I wooed my husband for months, Aisha Yusuf says, while encouraging single ladies to pursue the man of their dreams rather than wait for him to initiate the relationship. This is coming from Premium Times. Yes, Aisha Yusuf said that she wooed her husband for months, and she's encouraging young ladies, single young ladies, to pursue the man of their dreams, to try to woo the man of their dreams and not always waiting. You know, there is this societal stereotype, there's this stereotype we have in our society that it is only the men, it is only the male gender that should go after a lady. So this lady is coming to say, no, we should go for what we want. We are human beings as well. We should not be sexist. You know, most ladies are sexist as well. It's not only men that are sexist. That it's not only among men that you identify sexist. They are also among the ladies. All right, Moving away from this, let's have this report from Odogu Yoedochie. Yoedochie. This is our controversial actor. He loves, doing money rituals so much in movies. These are part of the persons that are promoting superstitions through their actions. But one of his counterparts have joined the war against superstition and witch hunt by the name Kanayo Kanayo. So Yoedochie, this is now Yoedochie making the headline this morning. So let's hear what Yo has to say. Don't be overly religious. Yoedochie advises netizens. Don't be overly religious. Yoedochie advises netizens. This is coming from The Nations. All right, what do you think about this admonition? For me, I don't actually think you can't be in the middle. There is this rule of non-excluded middle. You are either religious or non-religious. So I'm not too comfortable with this. Your use of don't be overly. You want to be religious, you be religious. You want to go, but for me, I feel religiosity is a form of theism. And when we shall go back to a report from one of the comrades of this TV station, you will understand that religion actually encourages hypocrisy, sexism, racism, and everything discriminatory. So are you trying to say, that somebody should not overly be, racist, but he should be racist a bit? Because the last time I checked, theism, which was what gave birth to religiosity, promotes these things, these discriminatory phenomenon. So if you are saying someone should not be overly, you are saying they should be racist a bit. So is that what you are saying? All right, let us know what you think, the viewers, as we move away from this and take another important headline coming also from the Nation's news. New Year, why I will be friends with more dogs, cats than human beings. Final. Why I will be friends with more dogs, cats than human beings. Final. I wonder what must have made this person to be to sound this way. But anyway, that's our choice. She wants to make animals friends. Anyway, we have a lot of them. We have a lot of vegetarians. We also have a lot of people that take, for instance, there was a case I read those days where some person sued to stop animals being used for vivisection. So some persons are animal lovers. It's a choice. It's a choice. Humanistically, people should be allowed to make some choices that are not harmful to their neighbors. Yes. The only problem I have is that we don't even observe neighbor principle. The moral principle is that you should not do something that will harm your neighbor. Whatever you do that will harm another person close to you, you should stop it. But not prognosing in people's choice and actions or privacy. I don't admit to that. But whatever you do that will hurt your neighbor, you have to avoid it. That is why there are laws against negligence. There are laws against negligence. That if you do something that is harmful to your neighbor, to a person that that you can reasonably foresee that such thing will be harmful to, you should not do it. But if you do that, the law will catch up with you. That is negligence. So, but insofar any human conduct does not affect his neighbor, it's none of your business. It's a choice. It's a choice. I love your choice, Fina. You have to go on. You have to go on with your choice. I respect that. Humanist TV Africa is telling you that we respect your choice. Though I don't know what the viewers think. The viewers, you can actually drop your comment. All right, let's move away from this and look into another important report. Another important report coming from Humanist TV. Okay, if you have any advice, go and advise your pastors on spiritual tips. This is coming from Nana Kufo. This is coming from Nana Kufo, a Ghanaian humanist. If you have any advice, go and advise your pastors on spiritual tips. Nana Kufo, Ghanaian humanist. Ghana and Nigeria is one of the countries in Africa where is two of the countries. Let me put it that way. Ghana and Nigeria is two of the countries that you have people using religion as a fraudulent gimmick. And according to Nana in his speech, his family, his relative has been affected by these religious bandits, religious thieves, spiritual thieves. So he's so hurt about it. That is why he has come to say. He has to say this. If you have any advice, you should go and advise people that are using religion to defraud, to steal from people, from the poor. According to him, he categorized pastors in Ghana or clerics in Ghana into two. He said that there are clerics that extort from the poor, and there are some set of clerics that are extort from the elites. So he has come out to say that you should not even, if you have any advice, look at the appropriate people to advise. That is coming from a Ghanaian humanist, Nana Kufo. If you have any advice, go and advise your pastor and spiritual thieves. All right, all right. All right, Nana, the best for this one. All right, moving away from this, let's get this other report. Let's get this important report coming from a Nigerian humanist. All right, learn to acknowledge your ancestors because one day you'll become an ancestor. Nigerian humanist Iro Chijoke advises, learn to acknowledge your ancestors because one day you will become an ancestor. Nigerian humanist Iro Chijoke advises. Yes, it is important that we, encourage people. It's important that we say this to people. You have to acknowledge your ancestors. You have to. I quite agree with him. You have to acknowledge your ancestors because one day you shall become an ancestor. If you go to Gregor Mendel's, theory on genetics, you understand that we are all product of ancestors. Just that people that wants to, dehumanize ancestors or ancestral importance, brought up some stereotypical, read into the need for respect for our ancestors, some hypocritical meanings. It is only in Africa that our ancestors have curses. The Europeans don't have curses. because we've been brainwashed into gullibility. In fact, our gullibility in Africa is smelling. That you think your ancestors are cursed. So if your ancestors are cursed, it means you are a product of curse. And you will remain a product of, in fact, curse runs in your gene. Whatever you do, you curse. Whatever that is genetic remains with you. It is only things that are being learned. It's only learned characters that you can dispel. But whatever that is genetic remains with you. Your nose, the size of your nails, the color of your eyes, these are genetics. They remain with you. It can never change. So if you feel that our ancestors are cursed people, it means genetically you are cursed. But if you respect your ancestors and know that your ancestors are blessed people, you are blessed. If you acknowledge that, you will know that blessing runs in your gene. But whenever you dehumanize, I don't understand our people. Maybe you don't understand English. If you don't understand English, go and buy your dictionary. In fact, any person that has given birth is a living ancestor. It's a living ancestor because you have gotten a prodigy. You have gotten a prodigy. So there's no way you can come up and speak ill of your ancestors without knowing that you are futuristically speaking ill against yourself, because you become an ancestor someday. If you are not already are. Oh yes. In fact, whenever you have an offspring, that offspring, you are an ancestor to that your offspring. So all of us are futuristic or potential ancestors. We are all futuristic and potential ancestors. So respect your ancestors. Because every society has its ancestors. Every discipline has its ancestor. If you are a lawyer, if you read law, you understand that the ancestor of law practice is, you cannot talk about law, you cannot talk about judicial precedent, you cannot talk about legal reasoning without remembering someone like Lord Denning. These are legal ancestors. In fact, the name we bear is an illustrative of the fact that you respect your ancestors first before you gain respect. That is why if you are being given birth to, you bear your surname. Your father is a living ancestor. Because someday when your father is dead, your grandchildren will then regard him as a dead ancestor. So every one of us is potentially an ancestor. So you don't have to dehumanize what you will become in the nearest future. That is an advice to the Black people who have been, mentally enslaved to the point of gullibility of no return, no comparison. So the African man should turn a new leaf and embrace critical thinking, because if you think critically, if you understand the use of words, if you understand the meaning of lexicons, you won't denigrate your ancestors. So I agree with Hirochi Joke. I agree with him. Learn to acknowledge your ancestors. Learn to respect your ancestors, because one day you will become an ancestor. All right, moving away from this, let's take this report. Let's take this important from Obasi. Bible promotes atheism, deism, and theism, but theism promotes hypocrisy. Nigerian humanist and activist Obasi. All right. Moving away from this. Let's know what you think. Let you know what you think about today's headlines. Let's know what you think. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we shall finalize. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we finalize the show.
Stay with me as I recite the poem, The Womb. Now listen. I've learned from the sun that your morality is discrimination and porosity. Do you tell the sun when to shine? Can you tell the dove when to fly, yet you dictate for the womb when to born? Now my dreams shattered, my light is damned and dimmed. You blame me for expressing my natural urge of humping. Are you punishing me? Outlawing my right, saying it is feticide? How come free child care not a compulsion? How come your priority not national welfare policy, but outlawing my right to privacy? Why care about people's privacy and not national prosperity? Have you not done enough outlawing my right, yet you stigmatize me within the climb? I guess that sadism you call law must be enough. Are you not tired of this porosity you call morality? When shall you put an end to this high rate of maternal mortality? That is my family and civilized dear friend. Let me take my unsafe abortifacient, I guess the best option apparent.